What's up, universe? Elliot from Starforge Systems here. Next to me is one of our Horizon Pro PCs, and I want to talk to you about what's in the PC, why it's in there, and what you can expect from the product. Let's get right into it. The Horizon Pro PC is our journeyman system, targeted at gamers who want to up their frames or get a taste for higher resolutions. The Intel Core i5-11400 is a processor that's underappreciated, but the Horizon Pro's NVidia RTX 3070 doesn't need much of an introduction at all. With access to 2nd-gen RT cores for ray tracing and 3rd-generation Tensor cores for AI acceleration, the 3070 has a ton of features that can really make your games pop. But first, let's talk about what else is in the system. We use a B560 motherboard because there's no overclocking the 11400F, but we'll still want to be able to ensure that our RGB RAM sticks run at their rated 3200 megatransfer CL16 speeds. Faster memory doesn't always yield higher frame rates, but it certainly helps in more consistent frame times, so stutters in-game are kept to a minimum. Our Wi-Fi enabled motherboard comes with a Gen 3 NVMe, the MP33 Pro, for storage. A full terabyte of storage ensures plenty of space for games and files, and its read-write speeds make for much shorter install times and even boot times than what you're used to if you're on a hard disk drive. The 650-watt 80-plus gold-rated ROG Strix power supply from ASUS is going to be plenty of juice for our GPU and CPU, and its 100% Japanese capacitors are designed for a decade's worth of endurance. The AK400 from Deepcool has shown itself to be an excellent tower cooler for processors like the 11400F and its 65-watt TDP. The CG560 that all of this is built in features solid airflow in the front, which starts to really matter when we get that RTX 3070 going. You'll see that it's able to keep plenty cool while under load. Now let's get into some AAA gaming benchmarks on how the Horizon Pro handles each of them. Each of these titles is run with the game's pre-configured ultra settings, with super sampling turned off, ray tracing disabled, and base CPU and GPU clock speeds. Our frame rates are averaged across 5 test passes, with the shown example chosen at random. Remember that you'll see faster frame rates with lower settings, and that these are what you can expect when you turn everything to the max. Let's check it out. Moving on to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 1080p Ultra got a consistent 82 FPS average. At 1440p, the Horizon Pro ran at 68 frames per second, comfortably over 60 FPS. Going up to a native 4K did cause frame rates to drop down to 45 FPS average, but as always, dropping below ultra settings can lead to a solid 4K experience. Valhalla's use of FSR seemed to work well enough for the Horizon Pro, bringing its 4K frame rate in line with its 1080p FPS at 82 frames per second. Cyberpunk 2077 wraps up with a solid 90 FPS average with 1080p ultra settings. Fourteen 1440p is still over 60 FPS, clocking averages to be slightly above 63 FPS across our testing suite. "4K native is a major hit to the Horizon Pro's performance here, with FPS dropping to just 25 frames per second. However, just setting DLSS to performance mode can have a major impact on Cyberpunk's 4K frame rate, getting up to almost 80 FPS. At 1080p, we saw 102 FPS average on Red Dead Redemption 2. Moving up to 1440p, we saw a reduction to 81 FPS average for the Horizon Pro. At 4K native, we got to 53 FPS. A slight downgrade from Ultra settings should get you to 4K 60. Using DLSS, on the other hand, got our 4K frame rate comparable to our native 1440p at 82 FPS. So that wraps things up with the Horizon Pro. It's a great introduction to 4K gaming and will still provide a really solid experience at both 1080p and 1440p on some of the most demanding titles, even with settings cranked all the way up. For yours, check out StarforgeSystems.com as well as swing by our Twitch streams weekdays at twitch.tv/OTKnetwork. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the Forge.